league scouts that counted out. I was counted out in society, but now I'm equipped with the necessary skill set to count myself in. So LEAD, L.E.A.D, stands for Launch, Expose, Advise, Direct.
They launch you into a position where you can be a better person, expose you to better things, advise you on which ways to go, and it's up to you to direct your success.
I'm Des Stiegel, head baseball coach at Maynard Jackson High School.
My name is Samuel Austin Evans, PhD candidate at Texas A&M University.
I am Jensen Scott, I'm an entrepreneur.
And we are LEAD. Baseball was the vessel that brought me to LEAD. When I got to LEAD, I found out about core value training. I found out about how to see life in a different way.
I'm gonna say this baseball changed my life. It's still shaping my life. Right now, I'm currently a coach and a teacher. The biggest core value that I took or I embodied from LEAD was excellence. Nobody is perfect, but if it was a line this close to being perfect, joining LEAD definitely taught me excellence is everything. From cleaning my shoes to the way I wore my uniform. So I had to learn, like every day you wake up, every day I come to this field, every day I come to practice, you gotta be excellent. And just going home at night knowing that you did all that you could. And your best is always good enough.
For me, it would be stewardship. And what I've learned through LEAD, what that means is that just means being bold with what I want out of this life. And that led to me really engaging academically and then transforming that to graduating, high school with $1 million worth of scholarships. And, a lot of that started with coming to the sport of baseball and then coming to LEAD to get the formalization and the training to really find what I needed. Why is it important to have a safe space to fail? Because in society, the hardest thing for an inner city American to do is to know what to do next, right? As a black man in society, you fail one time, we got the dope. We only get one shot. But I failed, and then I had a chance to learn and adjust based on my experiences. LEAD really focused on the why of like, why I was doing this or why I was engaged in that. And the thing is it's so much to learn in failure.
Another problem that we have as black males, we're afraid to ask for help. And one thing I took from LEAD was you can't get any help if you won't ask for help. Ooh. So speaking of a safe place, whenever you needed help, LEAD was there for you to ask questions, ask for help.
Des, man, like I really want to know, like how do you look at failure? How do you perceive failure? How do you handle it?
I'll say this. There was a time in college when I stopped playing baseball or when I was excused from the team. That was probably one of my lowest points dealing with failure as far as baseball life, because you go to school with all of these goals, dreams, and ambitions. My thing was to go to college, play ball, get drafted. That was the only thing that I was there for. But things changed. From that moment, I missed baseball so much, and how I handled it was I just got back to who I was, and I just turned that pain that I felt from failure, and now I've turned it into my passion, as being a coach.
I love that, and I think you only lose when you quit, and as long as you don't quit on yourself, you're always in motion, and you're always a winner at the end of the day. A paradigm shift really just means I see the world one way, I get access to new information, and I see the world in a new way. It's really just about being the author of your own story, letting your light shine and not dimming your light down for anyone else. Now, we're about to find your paradigm shift.
Go to your workbooks and find your core value exercises. I still get calls from my guys that leave about how our practices translate to what they're doing on the college level. Those core values of hard work, dedication, the things we always hear when we're on the field, it kind of translates to the classroom.
having access to L.E.A.D showed me the power of education. And I use education to really flip my situation. And so transitioning from high school to college, I didn't have access to calculus courses. So when I got to Texas A&M, for my first 2 semesters of college, I had to take a beginner's level math. What I learned from L.E.A.D is I learned that I had to know when to seek help, you know, not too prideful to ask for help. And so those lessons really took me into my college journey as far as having academic success. Always asking questions, always being open to advice. And that really helped me navigate my academic journey, because a lot of times people can stay in their silos and think that they know it all, or think that they don't need to be open to new information. L.E.A.D, I understand now that I have to be open, have to seek advice, have to seek knowledge.
So basically, Austin, what I tell my students, what I tell my athletes is to best self-manage or best feel good about your performance, you gotta set goals for yourself. I set goals for myself, I set goals for my students, my team. So for us to feel good about our self-management and the processes that we're going through, whether it be I'm writing a lesson plan for what I'm teaching, or whether I'm writing a game plan for the team we're about to play, setting goals is the best way to get things done.
In society, we're offered a lot of simplistic statements, right? So they tell you, work hard, do better. But in reality, like coming up out of Fort Worth, Atlanta, what does that truly mean? I've seen plenty of people work hard. Scrubbing floors can be hard work. So like, what does that look like? What L.E.A.D did is they took simplistic statements that I'm always offered in society, and they helped me with the pathway for how they apply to my life.
I make sure it's known that there's more to do outside of just being the best player. I instill in them those core values of excellence, humility, integrity, hard work. But the most important thing that I can say that I've done right now, every senior that I've had has graduated from high school. They're either in college or they're working. I just wanted to provide opportunities that I know that they need.
No, I really love that. I really love that. And I feel as though it's really just about self-management, you know, reflection, you know, being the author of your own story, seeking help, not putting your pride and ego before your mission in life.
You've heard our academic success stories. Now let's make yours.
Now go to your workbook and turn to your academic empowerment exercise. The whole 12,000 arena was packed, full of people, bro. The whole Texas A&M university system. And like, I was the only black person on stage. And I had on white sneakers, and I had a temp fade with no cap on. I'll never forget when I got up on stage, I paused, because I was like, being from 4th Ward, Atlanta, to stand up at Texas A&M University in front of 12,000 people and speak my truth, this is surreal. And I remember looking out and taking a breath, and the whole crowd stood up and cheered, bro, before I even said one word.
Standing ovation.
And like, it almost brings tears in my eyes thinking about it, for real, because it's like, I know what it's like to like, feel hopeless and like, feel like there's no way to go to college. At the time, man, you know, I wasn't the best baseball player, so I knew I probably couldn't get the athletic scholarship per se. And at the same time, you know, I wasn't the best student, but I knew through L.E.A.D how to take information and make the best of my situation and flip that. What do you feel like L.E.A.D, you know, gave us, equipped us with to be able to have these conversations and engage in fearless dialogue?
Well, first, they gave us the information that we needed to have the mindset to be who we are today. That mindset changed it all. I see guys that are hopeless. I see it in their faces when I go talk to them. They look down at the ground. You know, they're not confident in what they say. You know, they feel like they lost already. But when somebody can come in and show you, hey man, take this route, try this, I can give you an opportunity. That changes the trajectory, you know, of how they think. It's like the best feeling in the world, because now you feel like you can go as far as you want to go. Nothing can stop you. What's fearless dialogue to you?
fearless dialogue. It's a conversation that needs to be had. Like, why is it so normalized to highlight our resiliency, right? Without breaking down the factors and barriers that had to make me resilient in the first place. If these young black inner city boys are not able to receive what's going on at L.E.A.D and what we're promoting through excellence, humility, integrity, loyalty, stewardship, they fall victim to the streets. L.E.A.D's biggest competitor right now is the streets. How do we battle that? How do we beat that? That's a conversation that requires a fearless dialogue.
How would you define civic engagement? And what does it mean to you?
It's about being boots on the ground, you know. You're not the person that's looking for somebody else to do something. You're the person that's doing it, you know what I mean? That's civic engagement to me. You're out in the forefront doing what you gotta do to make sure your community reaps from that, you know what I mean?
No, I feel that. So often in our communities, it's easy to look to your left or to your right for help, but...
Start with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
Be the person that sets the example, you know what I mean? Don't sit around pointing fingers, talk about what the next person is not doing or what we could or should be doing. What are you doing yourself? To all the younger brothers out there looking for change, you be the one to get up and make it happen. You be a pillar in your community. You make the change you want to see happen.
Pull out your workbooks and turn to the exercise where we talk about fearless dialogue and how you can use fearless dialogue to engage not only your own community, but communities worldwide.
The numbers are really stacked up against you to make it out of the inner city of Atlanta. Growing up in 4th Ward, I didn't really have a lot of images that connected education to social mobility or real advancement. When I got to L.E.A.D, I found out about core value training. I found out about how to see life in a different way. They give you an outlet, they give you resources, they give you a lifeline.
L.E.A.D is more than an organization, it's a way of life. It gave me a new mindset on who I could be. From being a player of the game to a student of the game. That's what L.E.A.D taught me, how to be a student of the game. Every aspect of it, critique it, perfect it. You have to critique your craft to be good at it. And those are the values that the organization taught me. I apply that to business today.
When I think about economic engagement, I really think about meeting these young boys where they're at.
How do young black men think about economics in general? We were raised from a survival mentality. You have the grit, grind, and the effort, but you want to survive, you want to hold on to the piece of whatever you have had, right? Economic engagement is to find that next level. How do you let that economic light shine in your community?
It's so important to me for us as black men to learn about commerce, money, just have financial literacy because it's a game changer. That information given to young black boys could change the circumstances of the world. It means sustaining your community with the money that's in your community, building businesses in your community, being engaged into your community economically the right way.
We see so often when you're able to have a L.E.A.D organization like L.E.A.D that then can open the lane for us to be able to come to adidas and be able to tell our story. That is economic engagement. Finding lanes and avenues to continue to engage not only yourself, but engage your community. The examples that you heard today, you might not resonate with everything. It might be some things that you do resonate with. But everything you heard was a nugget that can possibly move you forward, not only as a person, but as a pillar in our society.
And keep going, man, just keep going. Don't let nobody tell you to stop. Anytime somebody tell you you can't do it, don't listen. Keep going, because eventually you're gonna prove them wrong.